Just saw this man crashing out at this little boy. The kid froze and looked at the man and said, "I'm sorry, Dad." He had just made a small mistake, but the father kept going. "That was really stupid. Why did you do that?" And the boy whispered, "I tried my best, Dad." But the father just kept going. And I thought to myself, that doesn't work. That's not how a child learns. That's how a child shuts down. And most of you, almost all of you already know this. You'd never talk to a child like that. Because your awareness is at a level where you know it doesn't help. But here's the thing. How many of you talk to yourselves like that? You've made a mistake and the little voice inside says, "Why did I do that? I'm so stupid." You call it discipline, but it's really just self-rejection, wearing a responsible face. When you start to raise your awareness, you start to raise your words instead of your voice. You start speaking to yourself the way you would speak to that child, with patience, compassion, understanding. That's how awareness grows. That's how healing happens. When your awareness grows, even your breath reminds you. When you breathe out longer than when you breathe in, you're telling your nervous system you're safe now. And when your awareness grows even more, even the way you place your hands reminds you. When you place your hands like this, you breathe deeper, calm energy. When you place your hands like this against each other, you're focused. And you've probably seen it with monks, teachers, even business leaders. They call it mudras. And some of you might call it superstition or conspiracy, but it's not. It's energy, it's breath. I remember when I used to be a waiter, I used to place my hands sometimes like this when I was talking. And I remember one of my colleagues asking me, "Why do you do that so often? Why do you place your hand like that?" And in the time, I didn't know. I genuinely just wanted the best experience for the people I was serving. And I think in that energy, it just felt right. But later I realized, when I became conscious of it, I realized you have these energy centers. They call it chakras. And when you place your hand there, it activates that frequency. That's why so many cultures touch there. When they greet, they touch here. Like namaste. When you do your hands like this, you touch that place. It activates that frequency. It's not superstition. It's a physical prayer of coherence. It's the body remembering alignment. And maybe that's what awareness really is. Remembering what your body, your breath, and your heart has always known. When you live from that place, you're no longer trying to fix yourself. You start walking with yourself. You start walking with your soul. To remember is to come home. Peace.